It's time for Pulse episode 89. Yes, the news is back and we're starting this week off with some always interesting and always entertaining Diablo news. The big topic of this week, Runestones. A lot of talk and a lot to see. Other than that though, we have a look at the removal of the Talisman from Diablo 3, the conclusion of the Diablo Facebook like campaign, some amazing fan art and videos, and much more. Let's get started. Before jumping into the Diablo news, in the general Blizzard news of the past week, I thought I would just mention that the BlizzCon tickets that went on sale recently, on the 21st and the 25th of May, weren't on sale for a very long time. As is tradition, the tickets sold out in mere minutes, and many can now no doubt be found for sale elsewhere. That's just the way of things. Also, as an added bonus, Zarahim has posted a message on the official site just reminding us why they, our friendly Blizzard community managers, value each and every BlizzCon event they set up and host. Sounds great, and I can't wait for BlizzCon 2011. Congratulations to those that managed to get tickets, and good luck to those still searching. You can read a lot more about BlizzCon 2011 below. Continuing the trend of starting the Diablo news off with the biggest, or at least most exciting news, here we have Runestones. Yes, Runestones were put in the spotlight in a huge way over this past week after Blizzard launched a new article on Diablo3.com covering Runestones, what they are and how they can be used to alter class skills. The preview includes 5 pretty awe-inspiring videos that show the visual changes that happen when socketing skills with each of the runestones. But wait, what exactly are runestones then, and how do I use them? Well, runestones are items that you pick up in the world of Sanctuary. They allow you to customize your skills by changing the way they look, sound, and how they function. You'll be able to place runestones in each of your 7 skills by opening the skills screen. Yes, if you weren't aware, you can only in fact have 7 skills active at a time. If you were wondering, it's not all guesswork either. A rune-specific effect on the skill is explained through a tooltip. There are also 5 runestone types: Crimson, Indigo, Obsidian, Golden, and Alabaster. In addition to their color, runestones also come in different ranks of power, 7 in total. The higher runestones rank, the more dramatic its effect on the skill. Each runestone affects skills differently, as you can see on your screens right now. Blizzard has given us a ton of examples to check out that I won't be covering here. If you want to see them all, see the effect these runestones have on your favorite classes in Diablo 3, be sure to check the videos out below or right here on YouTube. That is indeed pretty crazy and will make for some pretty unique character builds. I can't wait to see all the possibilities and what people manage to come up with. If you're interested, you can see the full Runestone systems preview over at the official site Diablo3.com. If you're one of those that are allergic to reading, Force from over at Force Strategy Gaming has a great video up having a pretty in-depth look at them too. Well worth checking out. There are a few extras that are sort of related to this big reveal to look at too. Firstly, there are a few questions and answers regarding Runestones that I will cover at the end of this episode in the questions and answers section. This look at runestones also gave us a fresh new look at the skills window of a level 20 to 25 wizard. Yes, not really huge, but it's still pretty interesting. Lastly, it seems like the Talisman that was previously a storage area or device for the player's charms has been removed from the game, for the time being at least. Blizzard pretty much just said that while it was a cool idea, it was really just too basic and didn't provide anything that players couldn't get from armor and weapons instead. So they're saying it'll very likely come back in some form or another after the game ships, and be awesome. Sounds good to me, and I think there are a lot of players out there that are all for Blizzard doing anything at all to speed up the development of the game. So you can read more about the Talisman, or lack thereof, below. The Diablo Facebook like campaign has finally reached the mark it's been aiming for quite some time. 1 million likes on the Diablo Facebook fan page. Let's see what we missed over the past 2 weeks. Starting with the screenshots, we have yet another Battle Arena screenshot, and a screenshot of a male wizard using his Wave of Force on a red Unburied. Now for the slightly more artsy updates. First up, this pretty scary looking concept of the Skeleton King. Then we have a haunting figure called a Spectral Warrior, a female barbarian looking ready to mess some demons up, A male barbarian in 4 different sets of armor, looking pretty ferocious indeed if you ask me. An environmental art piece of some canyons that does look quite impressive too. And last up in the new updates, we have an incredibly colourful concept piece of the male witch doctor by Glowway, and one that we've definitely seen before of the city of Caldium. Whew. And that was the road to 1 million. You can find all the images I just mentioned linked below in full size. The guys and girls over at the Diablo 3 database also have a nice post up covering all the rewards we've received thus far. Check that out below too if you're interested. Now, sadly, the guys and girls from Blizzard have not yet revealed what our prize for reaching that big 1000000 is. Not at the time of recording this, at least. That means that if it does in fact get revealed after I upload this, then you will be able to find that linked below. I guess I do expect them to release it in the next couple of hours, so watch for an annotation on your screen and check the links below for more. In the most recent fan art watch posts that I just couldn't help but cover, we have somehow yet more barbarians. Yes, in both fan art watch number 93 and fan art watch number 94, there are barbarians aplenty. There's not much else that needs to be said. All of you out there looking to roll barbarians when the game launches and are perhaps in the market for a new wallpaper, you've come to the right place. My favorite of the lot can be seen on your screens right now. Funny, this is the only one that's not exclusively about barbarians. Well hey, I never said I was going to play the class anyway. Check those out in full size below. Next up in the art updates, we have the latest weekly wallpaper post. This one is, as all those before it, well worth a peek, especially if you're into the slightly more scary stuff. Here we have a wallpaper of Leoric, the Skeleton King. The next in the Fiery Runes series, this one is all about the followers. And lastly, we have a wallpaper titled Dark Angel that is, well, quite frightening. If you feel any of those would look good on your desktop, you know exactly where to look. Then we have a huge, and I really do mean huge, collection of Tooltip images from Diablo 3. Yeah, a pretty weird thing to be collecting. But the guys over at the Chinese Diablo3.cc recently posted a batch of photos they took of the monitors playing Diablo 3 at a gaming event in Asia. The build of the game was the same one played at BlizzCon 2010, but still, the pictures are great and show a great many tooltips that we've not seen before of skills, traits, items, monsters, character window displays, and much more. Check that out below if you're keen, and big thanks to Diablo Inc. gamers for the tip. An avid fan of the Diablo series and apparently the Barbarian class named Delay recently whipped up a papercraft model of the terrifying XWielder. The piece stands apparently around 40 centimeters tall and features some insanely detailed work. I actually couldn't believe it at first, but hey, you be the judge and check it out for yourself in full size below. Then, in today's video updates, and I guess this could and should qualify as an art update too, we have an art video or slideshow by Youssef Guizom, a member of the Diablo3.net community. Some pretty impressive stuff and pretty unique pieces. Check that out right here on YouTube. Next up, an incredibly well-made Diablo 3 Wizard skills preview video from the guys over at Blizzport. This is absolutely great. It'll be an asset for all of those out there that are caught between more than one class and need a bit of help deciding which suits their style best. It covers all the skills of the class in video form. What more could you want? Well, I sure hope the guys at Blizzport get more of these out for the rest of the classes too. Check that out right here on YouTube and enjoy. Do you feel you need to catch up on the lore of the World of Sanctuary in time for Diablo 3? Are you keen for some pretty amazing fan art from this most epic game series? I have just the thing for you. Join force as he takes a look at Diablo's history. Yes, the history that came before the events of Diablo 1 in the first of this 3-part lore series. Incredibly well done and well worth looking at. Let's hope he plans on getting all 3 of those out before Diablo 3 starts up, because that would indeed be quite useful. Check the full thing out right here on YouTube and be sure to leave those comments of appreciation. And last in our video updates, we have a Diablo 3 unboxing video. Yes, this one was leaked a little bit early, I think. It was apparently done as part of the creator's graphic design course. It includes the lot of it, the box itself with the front and back artwork, and a proper cardboard casing which holds 2 booklets. The all-important jewel case with the CD and the sleeve that also opens with a track list of the soundtrack. It is a pretty decent guess at what the box art could look like. I sure hope he gets an A for this one because hey, anything Diablo related deserves at least an A. You can check that video along with all the others mentioned before out below. With that done, let's head on over to the Diablo 3 Smalls. First up in the Smalls, you can check out Diablo Cast episode 10 and 11. They help you play with yourself, and it's over 9,000. It's a really big number. I'm not going to even try to say that. Then we have the latest Purgatory episode for May the 30th, which you can also check out right here on YouTube. Then the guys over at BlizzPlanet let us know that the Diablo 2012 wall calendar pre-orders are open. Then the latest Diablo podcast episode is about Diablo3.cc visiting the Blizzard headquarters in Irvine. Did you know that Hellgate London is returning to the US and EU soon? You can check out the latest Dark Library post, that's number 39, Face in the Window, a Tyrael quote linked to a tragedy. Who'd have thought it? Then you can check out GameSpot's history of the Diablo franchise, another nice fan art post over at Diablo Fans, and lastly in the Smalls, also over at Diablo Fans, the cosmology of Diablo, the World Stone. Now let's head on over to the Diablo 3 questions and answers. If we attempt to use a Barbarian skill that requires Fury when we lack it altogether, will the Barbarian still make a regular attack attempt? Yes, so say I have Hammer of the Ancients on my right mouse button and I'm cleaving and cleaving. I have Cleave on my left mouse button and I want to own a fool. Boom! Hammer of the Ancients. But I actually didn't have enough Fury, so I will just normal attack. Cleave one more time. Now I have the Fury. Bashakaya, Hammer of the Ancients, and his head explodes. Now for a couple of Runestone questions. Are the visuals still being worked on? I see some rough patches. Probably not too much more to do on them. It's a bit weird and stark to see them being used on a black background. And you can wait and see the effects pop out after they're done. It's not things you'll see from 30 feet high in the middle of fighting dudes, but it's definitely cool to be able to see them close up too. Very nice. Can we expect other updates to the official website? Maybe? At some point we'll be switching to a community site like the StarCraft 2 and World of Warcraft 1 once the beta begins. Well, I'm a little bit disappointed with the presentation. Even presentation of skills for classes was done with use of in-game videos. I think the rune system deserves this even more. Some short in-game videos showing the combat with monsters and all those important differences with each rune would be very handy. This article was really to show off that every single skill is altered in function, visual and sound with each of the different runestones. There will be plenty of time to see how each of them actually interacts with monsters differently. Do we know how many more systems or updates there'll be between now and the beta? You do not, but we do. Sadly, that's the end of the questions and answers section and the end of Pulse episode 89. Yes, it had to happen. Aww. Thanks to everyone watching, commenting, liking, favoriting and subscribing. It's all much appreciated. Keep checking back here soon for more news, but most importantly, happy Runestones.